Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our apologies for the late start today. But welcome into the Hardcore Play podcast on not only on Twitch, but also on YouTube. I am Austin. That's Art, aka Plaz. Again, Austin, aka Hambo. I played this back in October, and I thought, why not talk about it not in October? We are keep the pink. The pink chair stays. The pink chair stays. What are you doing?
Who kept coming into the camera? I kept seeing it like off to the corner. I'm like, oh god.
Perfect, dude. Because there's always something lurking behind you in Raccoon City, aka we're talking about Resident Evil. That was a bad transition.
He's got a fair point, though.
It was a bad transition. It was a bad segue. It was a bad segue. Cue up a video of a dude riding a Segway and breaking their ass. So Resident Evil is what is considered what do they consider it back in the day? Survival horror?
Yes, survival horror.
First one was in 1996 on PS1, known in Japan as Biohazard.
For obvious reasons, they couldn't put that in the States.
Yeah. So it starts as some weird things are going on, centralizing around a mansion in the forests of the Arklay Mountains, just outside of Raccoon City in rural United States. The Special Tactics and Rescue Squad, or also known as STARS, from the Raccoon Police Department are sent out to investigate. What they find is any humans that were in the building have died and re-risen as the Walking Dead. You would end up finding out later on that it is part of a what's the word I'm looking for? Bioorganic weapons research by a pharmaceutical company known as Umbrella. And they are using a virus called the T virus to turn people into zombies. That they are essentially planning on mass producing this virus, selling it off to the highest bidder, and they will be using it for
the original research was supposed to be to help the body heal and
yes, that's what it was.
Diseases and similar
illnesses and wounds and things of that sort.
Think like stem cell research almost.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
This was more like viral in nature, and they decided that essentially. Take us through, I guess, the story of the first game, because I think that.
Yeah. So reports in the summer of '96 were talking about people being attacked by zombie-like creatures. Most of it centralizing around the forest and the arcade of the Arklay Mountains. In those mountains is a mansion known as the Arklay Mansion, where the Raccoon City Police Department's Special Tactics and Rescue Squad STARS, consisting of Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Rebecca Chambers, Barry Burton. The fuck was the pilot's name?
I forget. But Hambo, there's
Brad Vickers.
The second link in that I sent you is the cast lineup for the first Resident Evil game.
I don't have any link.
In the private chat in Steam.
Oh, I thought you had sent it on Discord. That's my fault.
No. You're good.
I don't have anything here.
All right. Hold on. Let me copy.
I am living in such incredible technical strife at the moment.
Yeah, dude. No, I feel you.
I came fucking unglued at one point this afternoon.
As a witness to the ungluing, I witnessed it, and I'm glad that we've kind of, I don't want to say moved past it, but technology is not our friends.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be my friend ever the fuck again after this. Okay, let me pause that. Oh my god, DivX?
Mhm.
Yikes, dude.
Mhm. Like I said, man.
Holy,
Absolute
all right.
gold.
Let me share
Absolute
this.
gold.
All right, monitor. You don't need to completely black out when I go to click on the thing. I'm just gonna go like that so you guys don't see my related Magic the Gathering stuff, and you're like, what a nerd.
we know him, but it's okay.
Yeah, the first one was fucking Magic Hall of Famer Brian Kibler being upset. Yeah, so this is just a quick little. This is the cast intro from the first Resident Evil game. It doesn't give you everyone, but it gives you the main players.
Chris Redfield.
Oh, this is the one from Japan. This is from Biohazard. Do you want to know how I know?
How? Please,
Cigarette.
please.
The cigarette.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
In the Japanese version, Chris smokes. And it's one of the things that they removed in the Americanizing of the game. Because all he does in the one for PS is I think he's like messing with a knife or something.
Yes. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that intro.
Yeah,
too.
like he's either messing with a knife or he's like goofing with his lighter, but he never actually like produces a cigarette at all. Everyone else is going to be the same.
Jill Valentine.
Mag in the bat, and that's what you get for Jill.
Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
And that's that.
So the second link that I sent you in Discord is the original commercial in Japanese, but it also shows what the gameplay looked like. So that people can get an idea of what the game looked like in 1996 if you've never played it. And if you haven't, I mean, what are you even doing?
And this is God, dude.
And then the third one is Resident Evil 2.
I've never felt older than I have in this exact moment.
Dude, wait till you see the Resident Evil 2 one that I pulled up.
Okay, here we go. Actually, really quick, shout out to the Resident Evil experience. They actually have a lot of really, really good RE-based content on their channel. Literally just everything from every single game. Big shout outs to them. And I'm going to give a shout out of my own to the guy's name on Twitch is Carcinogen. He is a Resident Evil speedrunner, and he is kind of the person that's gotten me into wanting to try and beat these games as quickly as possible now that I have like a ton of experience with them, especially the remakes now.
Yeah.
Dude he at one point held a couple of world records for Resident Evil speedruns.
Player, it's because we're using something called StreamYard, my alerts won't work, but I will queue those up later for you.
Oh, so yeah.
But welcome in, Plurt. Welcome in, Tequila.
Welcome in, everyone.
作戦行動中の特殊な警察部隊スターズのメンバーはここである奇怪な体験をすることになる。銃弾が効かない獣の群れに襲われ逃げ込んだ巨大な館。
This is what the game looked like in 1996
and they're
when it first came
only
out.
Showing Chris stuff too.
I know. Well, because they wanted Chris to be the centerfold really for the game at first, because he was
Yeah.
more American.
That's true.
そして脱出経路を見つけ出し生き延びることが目的である。また選んだキャラクターによってストーリーも変化する。限られた武器を手にここから生きて出られるのか。
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to show a single bit of this on fucking American television.
No, no. At least not right away.
Okay, two things right here near the end. One, this area here, you don't fight the snake here.
Mm-mm.
This is when you head out into the courtyard to go over to the guardhouse. This is the way after you put the Johns in the door, the different emblems or whatever, and then
PlayStation.
oh no, yeah, I was gonna say there's no double door up at the top there, but you just don't get this angle.
Mm-mm. No.
You either get a shot of just the first floor when you're on the first floor, or just the second floor with a little bit of the first floor at the bottom of the screen when you're on the second floor. Biohazard. There you go. And then there goes all of my recommendeds. Don't worry about those.
We'll pretend like they don't do that. Yeah.
And
so
then let me get the third one, which is the RE2 commercial trailer.
Those of you that have lived through the 90s and remember most of it.
Is it sharing that right now or
as well.
no? Or is it still the... Okay. I have to switch it.
Leon Kennedy, cop with having a bad case of the Mondays.
What a day one, dude. You know what? I'll just do that. Oh, of course, there's a watermark. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Unspeakable evil.
There's something really wrong here. These things aren't dying. I just blasted this thing, and it's still alive.
One of the most anticipated games of 1998, Resident Evil 2. If the suspense doesn't kill you, something else will.
Everyone.
Why don't I remember that commercial at all?
Help, I need backup.
I don't remember that commercial at all.
You don't remember? Yeah. So
Oh my
I remember.
god, dude.
I remember that commercial.
Like I remember
Growing
the
up.
line. I remember the line of if what, like
The
the whole
suspense
thing of, like,
doesn't kill you, then something else will.
do something else. Well, like I remember that, but why don't I remember that commercial? You know why? I know exactly why. When I first got my PS2 and my PS1, it was around not too long after RE2 had released. I was horrified of the game. That's why I don't remember the fucking commercial.
Fun fact too is that because Nintendo also released the Nintendo 64 around that time, Resident Evil 2 was also ported over to the Nintendo
Mhm.
64.
And
Which
I
is
played it
where
on the
my
N64. I remember playing it on N64 a fistful of years later.
Yes, that was my first experience with Resident Evil 2.
So I remember going over to my buddy's place. We were going to like film something, and we're sitting there hanging out, killing time in the basement. And we're just sitting there, we're like, "What game do we want to fucking play?" And I go, "Bro, you're fucking RE2 on N64, dog?" And he went, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't give a fuck what we were thinking of playing. This is going in right now."
It was
I ran through like the entire first third of the game before anyone showed up.
So the span of Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 are the virus that initially infects the mansion somehow gets out, It doesn't ever explain how in the game, does it?
The T virus outbreak happens just because of the attacks. People that are attacked end up coming back to life as zombies.
And so they're taking what to like
during-
Raccoon City, and that's how it starts
like
spreading?
people slowly. It originally starts on the outskirts of the city and then eventually makes their way in. During that time, there's an underground research facility beneath the streets of Raccoon City where William Birkin, who works for Umbrella Incorporated, is producing a stronger version of the T virus known as the G virus, which is meant to essentially turn someone into an unstoppable killing machine. During the process of him creating that, Umbrella's like, we're shutting all your work down. Bring everything you have, your research, your notes, the virus, back to headquarters. We'll handle it from here. He says, fucking eat this. I'm going to go do what the fuck I want with this. So they send a strike team after him. The strike team arrives, lights him up. They were told to bring him in alive. In a last desperate act to save his own creation, William Birkin infects himself with the G virus, turning him into what we know as the Tyrant. During that time, Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, Chris's sister, Chris from the first one, both make their way into Raccoon City. Leon, because it is his first day as a member of the Raccoon City Police Department. Claire, simply because I haven't heard from Chris in a while.
Yeah.
They both arrive there, serendipitously end up connecting through this through the horrors of the city, and then as quickly as they meet, they are separated again and have to try and relink up at the police department. Long story short, like I said, it's all because of Umbrella. The rats in the sewers continued to spread the virus after Birkin's essentially undoing and becoming of Tyrant. And that sort of made matters even worse. It created things like the liquors, it created the the liquors, the dogs,
Mm-hmm. The spiders, the alligators, the
spiders, the gator. And I think that's it. Yeah, because the only other thing would have been like the plants, and those were made in the in the research facility. But as you go along with Leon, you meet someone named Ada, who says that she is FBI. You end up finding out later on that she actually works for Umbrella as essentially like a special tactics, like exfil kind of person.
Yeah.
So her job was to go in, do whatever she could to get her hands on the G virus, bring it back to headquarters. In that time, Leon, being the punk ass bitch that he is, falls in love with Ada. And
which honestly, I would have shipped Claire and Leon rather than.
Even at the end of the game, when you beat the full thing in the remake, there's like a whole cutscene of like him, Sherry Birkin, which is William Birkin's daughter, and Claire all like walking, like Leon's holding Sherry's hand, Sherry's holding Claire's hand, just walking down some like desert road because they managed to escape. I don't know, but after Resident Evil 2, you actually rewind like a week to go to Resident Evil 3, which is Jill Valentine hears from Brad Vickers, like, hey, things are starting to get fucking crazy in the city. We need to get the fuck out. Then you come to find out not only do you need to get out of the city, but as you're trying to get out of the city, Umbrella has sent a bioweapon called the Nemesis to hunt down and kill all of the STARS members. So you spend the entire game, aside from, doing the standard survival horror puzzle stuff to try and get out of Raccoon City, you are also trying to consistently escape from the Nemesis. Honestly, I think the remake did that a little bit better.
Yeah,
Because
I feel like the remake had a
with the
better way
original,
to.
there was very key points, and most of those key points were very tight fucking quarters. So you could not escape. So you basically were forced to fight.
Right.
Where with this, it's like, oh my God, there he is. I can keep running, but I can also shoot him in the face if I need to slow him down a quick step.
But it also, the remake, I feel like it added that extra touch of thrill because you didn't know when he was going to suddenly show up. Whereas,
I mean, both games you sort of had an idea of when he would show up. Like if
Right.
you've played the game enough, you would know those like specifically pinpointed.
maybe I'm thinking of
locations and
Resident
times
Evil.
in the game.
Maybe I think Resident Evil 2 remake with Mr. X.
Yeah, Mr. X in the remake, he's just on a full roam of the entire police station, and you could just end up walking in a door as he's walking up to it, and just there he fucking is.
Yeah. That I think I'm thinking Mr. X and Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, with Nemesis, they still kept it kind of true to
The original.
how the original worked, where it was like you would do certain things, and at certain points, it's just like, oh shit, and he's just there, and you have to run. Like when you do in the remake, when you do the thing with getting the power back on to power the railway,
Right.
as you're making your way out, every single time I'm like, okay, I have to have myself fucking ready for this because I have to run for my fucking life. Because you come out and he's chasing you.
Yeah.
And then when you get through there, you go up into another spot and he shows up with a rocket launcher firing rockets at you. So you have to keep dodging while you're running and hope to God that you don't get hit. Because that leads to a whole boss fight, which like they're like, I think there's like 4 or 5 key like actual like you are going to this space to fight Nemesis areas. And I feel like with the remake for 3, they did that very well. They kept it as true as they could while still updating a lot of things about the game.
Yeah. I do have some original Resident Evil 2, like it's a long play, but gameplay footage
Ooh,
to show kind of like what the game looked like.
absolutely.
And then what we can do is we could talk about how the terrible tank controls of the original series.
They were not terrible, first of all. They were not terrible.
They were tank controls. They were
Yeah, they were tank controls. They were not the best, but they did their job. Let me get this sucker up.
One thing I did like about, especially if you like for I don't know, did they do it in Resident Evil 1? I don't remember if they did, but in Resident Evil 2 you had the Leon and Claire gameplay, A version and B version.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Which if you picked up items in one, the other playthrough, you wouldn't have those items.
That was specifically for the weapon lockup in the basement. When you went in there, there was the SMG and the hip pouch. If you took both in A, they weren't there in B. So you would have to decide: do I want the better weapon now, or do I want more storage now, and leave the better weapon for my
the next
B playthrough? Yeah,
which I thought was.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
They did not do that in Resident Evil 1 because it was the same. It was literally just at the beginning of the game. It was like, do you want to play as Jill or Chris?
Right.
And then everything sort of ran the same, except it was Chris was like, wait a minute, where's Jill? Or no, it's where's Barry?
Yeah.
And then with Jill, it's wait, where's Chris?
Right.
And then which this is a part that I had left out. As you go along in the first one, you end up finding out near the end that Wesker's in on it.
Mm-hmm. So and here's the other thing. Here's another thing about the first game that I don't think they did in subsequent games. You can actually make Resident Evil 1. You can play on hard mode, if you pick Chris over Jill.
Yeah, they added something sort of like that in with 4. After that, they didn't do it again.
If you pick Chris, you have
Leon
a
and
smaller
Claire-
inventory.
Leon and Claire sort of play the same in RE2.
Yes.
The differences being, I think there's like 2 or 3 rooms that Claire has access to that
That
Leon doesn't, simply because I think it's the heart key Leon doesn't get.
Right. And doesn't that unlock a different weapon for Claire than for Leon?
Oh yeah, that gives Claire access to the spark shot, which is the gun that shoots like the electrified bolts.
Yes.
Because another of the main differences between Leon and Claire is Leon gets the shotgun, Claire gets the bow gun and the grenade launcher.
Right. Well, Claire can get the shotgun. Well, you can get the shotgun for both of them in the beginning of the
No,
game.
Claire does not get a shotgun.
Huh.
When Kendo dies and you clear out the zombies in the gun shop and you inspect his body, he has a bow gun. And then when you get to the STARS office, in that locker there by the radio wall is another bow gun.
Bowgun. Gotcha.
Where with Leon, it's 2 shotguns. So Claire gets bowgun grenade launcher. Leon gets shotgun Magnum.
Yes.
Because Claire doesn't get access to the Magnum in RE2. In the remake, her original pistol can be upgraded into a Magnum with parts.
Which is another thing that they added in for the remakes, which you didn't really...
Among other things. But we can discuss that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I'll do is I'm just going to jump ahead a bit to... We'll just get some police station action in here.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite part of this whole thing is actually when he goes to the near side here. So as you can tell, like right away, he was just like caught running into that desk. The game uses like Art was saying, it uses tank controls. So up is always to go forward. No matter what direction you're facing, up is forward. Down is backwards. And then left and right, just literally in a standing position, turn you left or right. So like, it's like the amount of times that you'll be sitting there running and you'll just hit something and you're like, I'm not even touching this. And then when you come to a dead stop, you're like, oh, my hip is directly against it. Is this him unlocking the doors? Because the first, which again varies from the remake, you first thing you do is you run into Marvin Branagh, who is the lieutenant for the police department, and he gives you a key card. He gives you like the essentially the pregame exposition of what happened in RE1, where Chris, Jill, Barry, and the rest of the STARS team went to the mansion in the Arklay Mountains and discovered that Umbrella was creating the T-Virus. So he's like, I'm not going to fucking make it. Take this key card. It'll give you access to the rest of the rooms. Now get the fuck out of here. My favorite thing, playing what's known as the DualShock version of RE2, there's an infinite ammo cheat. And if you play the Arrange version, you start with a submachine gun, a Gatling gun, and a rocket launcher. The Gatling gun and the rocket launcher are in your inventory box, which you can actually grab right there at the start. Mm-hmm. Talking with Marvin, when he gives you the key card, he's like, now get out of here. Your character goes, but, and then he points a gun to your head and says, just go. Every time that I play the Arrange mode and he does it, I'm like, bro, I'm literally holding a rocket launcher right now. Do you want to test fate
sure?
like that? Are you really sure you want to test fate like that, bud?
Are you sure this is the path you want to take?
Where in the remake, you immediately get access to the hallway outside of the East office. That's where you get the book. You encounter the cop that ends up getting ripped in half, of which in the Japanese version of the remake doesn't happen. The sound of the squelching of him dying happens, but you still pull his legs through. Like
Interesting.
gratuitous violence is not allowed in Japan.
Right.
So when the dude gets himself ripped in half, when you come back and the gate's a bit lower and you try and crawl your way through and you get grabbed by the zombie, Marvin pulls you out, uses the gate to smash its head. In the Japanese version, he just basically hits him with a real heavy bonk and it's dead. Where in the American version, he smashes the thing's fucking head.
The bonk. Gave him the bonk.
It's so funny, dude. Just the bonkening happens. Yeah, let me jump this ahead just a quick. So that door unlocks. I'll just use the card key. Check the ID card. That door unlocks. That door unlocks.
The music for the police station was just so chill compared to
it was great. It was so good. Just all the music in the original was supreme. And with the remake, you can actually buy a deluxe edition upgrade that gives you the original background music and
like the ambience.
Yeah. So you get the ambience, you get even like the
costumes, right? You get their original
on the PS4. The deluxe edition on PlayStation comes with the low poly character models for Claire and Leon as alternate costumes. With the Xbox version, you don't get that. With the Xbox version, they give you an updated version of the original outfits. So you get this outfit that Leon's wearing, but in the modernized style. So it is very high poly, high res, but it's still vibrant. It's still that vibrant blue. Like Claire still has Claire still has like the pink denim, like short shorts with the fucking vest that says "Made in Heaven" on the back and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the first real experience of like, oh shit, everything's just as fucked here in the fucking police station. Because you open this door, here they come.
The shuffling always.
Oh, of course.
When I first played the Resident Evil games, it was the shuffling that always made me like, oh my god.
Yeah, like the squelchy type of sound of the footsteps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's got bullets on him. You have over 100, bro. Reload your handgun, you criminal.
So okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that watches long plays like this, and I'm just like, my dude, reload your weapon, please.
That gun holds 14 bullets. There's your reload. Wasted time. Just go to bullets, choose combine, go to gun, click, and it's done. Oh, here we go. I know that combo off the top of my head all day, every day.
Yep.
And there's your map.
You find out later, right, what that combination is, right? Through the normal process of playing the game.
Any and every safe in Resident Evil games, it's either a document or some other like silly way where like in the document it'll be like, oh, like in RE2 remake, there's one where it's like, you're like, what the fuck is the combination to this safe? You find a document about them getting the safe shipped to them.
Yeah.
And it says, we wrote it on the side of it in chalk. Just remember to erase it when you are used to opening it.
When you memorize
so you run back
the
across to the other side of that room, go back over to the fucking safe, look at the sidewall, and you go, oh shit.
There it is.
Yeah. But if I recall, I think I think the police station map that you get in the original is just all the floors.
Mhm.
except for the basement.
Um,
Here it comes. There's like 6 of them in this hallway.
This gives you the real experience of first, like if you're not careful, you could die in this hallway.
Oh yeah. How about you just pull the shotgun?
So
And
you
the way
may,
you can
yeah,
tell-
I would have.
The way you could tell that they died in the original versions was when they hit the ground, immediately blood would pool under them. So if they
Yes.
hit the ground and that didn't happen, you were just like, ah, shit.
And movies and other games have replicated this phrase, the
Yeah.
double tap.
Yep, double tapping
Make sure-
everything, dude.
Make sure you double tap.
That's why I said just pull out the shotgun, because all you have to do is.
If you skip ahead, I believe it's like 18 or 20 minutes in, I think he gets to the point where he encounters the liquor. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I got you, homie. It's not around.
No,
this
it's like
side.
30. It's like 30 minutes in, I think.
Yeah,
I'm looking for it.
because he has to swing back around to the other side. Damn, he made it all the way to the STARS office before he even went to encounter the liquor the first time. What the fuck is this dude's problem? Yeah, because that's
What a
dark room.
monster. But it's
This
mostly
man is actually a criminal and is just joyriding this game. He needs to be locked away.
the
See, he's coming
because I
back around.
remember you get to a point.
Actually, let me show that off. Yeah, let me show this off.
The jump scares in this were fantastic.
Just that specific area when you go through it, when you come back through. After that, you never see those arms reach out again, but it scares the fuck out of you enough that you're like, I am going to stay up against the opposite
I'm
wall
not-
as much as I can to prevent them from even fucking having a thought about reaching at me.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes in.
Oh. He didn't he went backwards, bro. You don't even get the cutscene.
Yeah, if you go the other way, right, you don't get the cutscene for it.
Yeah, if you come from the opposite way, coming around that bend, you walk up to the blood, and then you stop. It triggers a cutscene of you looking up to the ceiling and seeing this completely skinless monster crawling across the fucking ceiling, which they don't tell you in that game. They are completely based off of sound. But yet, if you are just in a room with them and they are looking in your direction, they'll come at you.
Yeah. I do have a clip of the liquor cutscene if you want that.
Yes, please, because I am very disappointed that they didn't put it in there.
So, and that's the thing is, what I like about the remakes is they made everything even more. It's crappy because it's like you're not taking me anywhere.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, here we go. That alone, just
Yep.
watching it crawl across the fucking window like that, bro. That shit used to send chills down my spine.
Because you see it and you're like, wait, did I just see that happen?
Like, look at that thing. Just runs. It moves like a spider.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know me well, oh yeah. Also, you only get this camera angle the first time you come into the room.
Yes. After
that quick little
mirror, the window look.
yeah. This view, you only get it this one time. This is the only time that you get this camera angle. Another fun fact: if you are using either the bow gun or the shotgun, and you have a camera angle where it's even with the barrel, and you fire at the camera, with the shotgun, it'll put bullet holes on the screen.
Which
with
is
the bow
another.
gun, with the bow gun, they'll hit and stick, and then disappear.
It's like the little things like that when they make
Yeah.
the game. It's just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Those are some of my favorite little like extra things. Okay, here we go. So you come around here. There's a body on the floor there, missing its head. If you inspect that body, it literally says it looks like his head's been twisted off.
Mm-hmm.
Because what the liquor does is it'll wrap its tongue around your head and then just yank and basically like ribbon pull your fucking head off.
Correct.
And here comes the cutscene. Like, look at this fucking thing.
I remember the tension because after you played through it the first time, you knew this moment was coming up, and
That
just
didn't save you from how fast these things attack.
No, and just the tension that you would always feel, like you knew it was coming, and you're like,
Sorry, I dribbled coffee on myself.
that's okay.
Because I'm a grown man.
I'm a grown man. I do what I want.
I'm an adult. I mean, if we're being fair, since we know that the liquor only reacts based off of sound, if Leon would have just kept his fucking mouth shut, the thing probably would have just kept going.
Yep. It would have either crawled
Would have
past
just
him
crawled
or
right past him.
Yep. Yep.
Leon could have gotten to the door, walked through, and just be like, "What in the fuck was that?"
In D&D, this would be a moment like, are you really saying that out loud?
Mm-hmm. That move there, when it gets knocked back and it just comes back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Japanese version was supposed to show the cop's head falling from the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like with RE1 in the character intro video, Chris lights a cigarette. And then during the opening cutscene, when they find the hand holding the gun, in the Japanese version, it pulls out further and the arm is just cut off like here, and you just see a couple of bones sticking out from like closer to the elbow.
Yes. Welcoming Giggly. We were talking about the differences between the Japanese and the American versions of the games earlier. Which is
crazy. Which is crazy to think, because like we were saying earlier, when you get to the remakes, it flips. With RE2 remake, when you go to pull that one cop through the gate on the East End. Wait, on the eastern side, on the eastern wing of the police station. In the American version, he gets attacked by a zombie, and you only pull his upper half through. In the Japanese version, the sound of him being attacked happens, but you still pull his whole body through. And then when you come back to the main hall, when you first meet Marvin in the remake, when you get grabbed by the zombie, Marvin pulls you through, uses the gate to crush the zombie's head. In the Japanese version, it's just a hard bonk, and that's it. Like it hits, the blood spurt is there, but the zombie's head is still intact. Like it went from being Japan's cool with like mildly gratuitous violence to Japan don't do that shit no more.
Yeah, Japan don't like that. Even that scream.
Yeah, that's the whole fight with the liquor.
So why don't you load up some remake gameplay?
Yes.
Now, just the difference from the PlayStation original to
how we see it now with its updated graphics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me...
And a lot of games, especially, I remember going from Resident Evil 2 to then playing Resident Evil 4, and just the difference.
Yeah. It's loading.
So we
Sorry, that's
touched
not
on
loading,
Resident
it
Evil
says
2.
launching.
We touched on Resident Evil 3. Let's move forward to Resident Evil 4.
Oh yeah, which is what takes place in 2004,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Oh, it switched to a different window. Hang on, I have to screen share.
After the events of Raccoon City, Leon Kennedy becomes a special forces member, right?
He essentially becomes like, I don't even know what the term would be, but like he ends up working for the president.
Mhm.
And what they had, like literally the first job that they have Leon do, well, not even the first, because it's technically not the first. The second thing that they have Leon do is they're like, the president's daughter's been kidnapped. She was out in Spain for spring break. She got scooped up by some weird fucking people. Go find her, bring her home. Leon's like, all right, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. It turns out that every single person is infected by something known as Las Plagas, which is I guess you could say a bug. Yeah, Krauser's the one who kidnapped her, which is Leon's old, I guess you'd say his commanding officer.
Right.
And it just basically becomes like you're trying to rescue her, uncovering all of the stuff that's happening there. Their plan is to use the president's daughter not only as a bargaining chip for getting what they want from America, but when the thing is finally completely set into her, send her back and begin the spread. Like,
yes,
which
yes, and it's a parasite.
Yeah, Las Plagas is, as my wife said, there is Spanish for plague. But yeah, it's all there's a lot. There's so much, because after that, Resident Evil 5, the only two things that I really remember are you're in Africa now, Plagas still exist. Chris punches a boulder to pieces.
Yes, Chris has never missed gym day. Again,
It's the goofiest shit ever. RE6, no one talks about. RE7, I feel, is where they strayed away a lot, but they took the more literal sense of the game name.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go. Good question. Hold on.
Who do we like more, Chris or Leon? See, I know some people have Leon as their favorite, which I tend to like Chris more over Leon. And
Look, dude, it's okay to be wrong.
yeah, I know. It's fine.
Tequila said, Leon is my love, but I'll take a side of Chris.
It's Resident Evil 5, Chris, because man, whew. Yeah, Chris for the muscles. Yeah, thank you, Giggly. Thank you.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Punching a boulder into pieces is super sick, but, and hear me out on this, you can just spin kick or German suplex anything you want, and they'll just die.
That's true. That's true. Leon does have a unlimited pass to Suplex City.
Yeah, he does. He does have unlimited one-way tickets to give out.
Yeah.
Story. New game, because I've already beaten first, second run. I think I finished Claire 2. What was that, like 3-4 days ago, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
The same day that I started it, I did a stream later on in the night and finished it. You know what? We'll start with everyone's boy.
Yeah, you know what, Tequila? That's a good point. That's a really good point. Hunk's
Hunk's one-hit neck
breaker
breaker is really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Tell a story.
Look at just the burger.
The detail of burger.
Yeah, of beef sugar he's eating right there.
Burger. This is also totally new to how the game starts. Originally, it was showing like newspaper clippings and stuff like that.
Yeah, but now it's actually like you see the truck driver.
Which I wish I could pause this because
What's
you
up, Ed?
you lose out on one of my favorite lines from the original opening cutscene. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it between Leon and Claire?
No,
Oh,
it's from the truck driver.
no.
Because in this you actually go through the gas station. In the original, the truck driver's at the gas station.
Right, that's
And it just
right.
cuts to a zombie being thrown out the fucking window. And then it goes to it cuts to the truck driver grabbing at his arm, and he goes, "That guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?" And that's
Oh yeah.
one of my favorite fucking lines, dude. And they got rid of it in this, and I was so mad.
That guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?
Yeah,
giggly, yeah.
immediately meeting Kendo. Who are you? What are you doing here? And the sheer misogyny of Kendo if you play as Claire and you meet him.
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that, babe. Locks door. What's going on in this town? I ain't got no clue, darling. But by the time I figured out something was wrong, the entire city was infested with zombies. Like,
Yeah.
that song that's playing on his radio is the song that plays at the very end.
Which is also like the nice like touches that they put.
Yeah. And of course, he's driving a 1996 Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah. Leon Kennedy.
Of which,
First
as
day
you
on
can
the
tell, I
job.
have the updated original
Yes.
look outfit on Leon right now.
Mm-hmm. He's having a bad case of the
Because
money.
normally he's just wearing like jeans, like a button-down shirt, and a coat over top. Yeah, who didn't want a Jeep Wrangler back then?
Right.
I mean, people with families probably.
yeah. If you didn't have a Jeep
when-
Wrangler.
When this came out, my mom was driving a fucking 89 Mustang hatchback, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, me and my brothers cramming into the back seat and also the trunk because we had our friends with us too.
But even so, they got rid of the tank controls of the original games, which in Resident Evil 4 you got the first experience of updated controls, the
Yeah,
over the
it
shoulder
became
camera.
Yeah, it became a true third-person shooter.
Yes,
What
which
odds?
odds.
Odds.
Um,
And you can see he's got a fucking
a neck wound.
like struggling to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I'll just show you this really quick. Where is it? There's a little
There's like an Easter egg kind of.
this herb ice cream in red, green, yellow, and blue.
Oh yeah, we love herb ice cream.
And then like all the soda stuff. Apparently, this is all just coffee.
Hey man, iced coffee is
Look,
like
dude, a 2 liter of red coffee,
delicious.
Fill me up, baby. And then wine, but that's all beer.
Clearly not on the East Coast at all.
Oh, here we go. Energy.
Energy. Give me a
Energy.
can of that energy.
Just get me a bottle of Jolt and call it a day, dude.
Right.
I don't even know what it is, but for $5 and 441 cents a carton, I'll take them. And then you got more soda, more wine beer. You got the soda fountain here for cold drinks, premium coffee,
Premium
the coffee
coffee.
corner.
Premium coffee.
There you go, $4.44 plus tax, special price for
Whatever that is.
I
A
guess
ramen
the
that looks
breakfast.
like-
I guess the breakfast burritos, which is kind of like nowadays prices.
Yeah, yeah.
When art imitates life, you just have to sometimes accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna go back and check out the back stock. Oh shit, dude! They got
Oh.
Cerveza Cristal, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
So now we go into here. Oh, it doesn't give me the option to just E.
Stay back, I got this. Clearly, it does not have this.
This.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
Mm.
Putting down. That's enough time to go and get what we need to get. Which is this key right here.
A well-worn key. But even
Well-worn.
the item inventory in this versus
Shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down, Zombo. I ain't got time for your shit. So now apparently we need to learn how to use things. Here's a fun fact. They'll put a red check mark next to things that are completely used, so you can just then discard them.
which is nice. You didn't get that in the original, so you just kind of had to hope
you
that
would-
you didn't need that item again.
Yeah, because you would use it, and when you used it for the last time, it would be like, this item's useless now. Do you wish to discard? And you're like,
Yeah.
yes, please and thank you.
Oh,
Here we go. Here's Claire in her original outfit. Looks nothing like Claire, but yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ten of them are core. The rest are spin-offs and side stories. Yeah, I've played quite a few of them. Just to list off a few: Resident Evil Gaiden on Game Boy Color,
Oh, yeah.
Resident Evil Survivor, Resident Evil Dead Aim, Resident Evil Outbreak, and Outbreak Case 2. God, what else was there? Of course, there was the DS remake, Resident Evil for Resident Evil 1, Deadly Silence.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil Zero, which is alongside RE6 considered to be one of the two worst Resident Evil games.
Yes.
Loved
Code Veronica.
Code Veronica. I remember I told you about it. I got Code Veronica on PS4 for like $8.
Dead Aim. Yeah. I remember that.
Dead Aim was great. Because I brought it up when we were talking about Metal Gear Solid last week, being able to transition from a third person view to just shooting in first person. I thought was a really fun idea that they did with Dead Aim. Survivor was a really, really like weird story where like it turned out you were like one of like the heads of research at Umbrella, but an explosion happened and fucking like joggled your memory super hard, so you didn't know. Like, God, dude, Dead Aim took place completely on a cruise ship, and there was also the Revelations games, which was, I feel like it was their attempt to make like a cool side story that could sort of coincide with the core games, but I don't think it really did what they hoped it would.
Right.
God, what ones am I missing? Like, Gaiden was a real pain in the ass. Which was I think you played as Leon and Barry. Sorry, I'm hatching an egg in Pokemon Go, and I just realized that I had my volume up. I hatched a Budew.
But even like, so the the core games and the side games and everything like that. Most of the original Resident Evil games up until 7 were focused on uh, the T virus, the G virus, the Las Plagas. It was Resident Evil 7 and those games after that kind of focused more on the, like you said, Hambo, the actual definition of Resident Evil.
RE7 was, you play as Ethan Winters, who is looking for his wife, who went somewhere in like backwater Louisiana, and you go to try and find her, and it turns out not only is she like indoctrinated into some family there, but there's also a mold that is creating, like, turning people into creatures. You actually, fun fact, spoiler time, Ethan is made from mold.
Yes.
Which is why the healing, like, stuff that you pour on yourself works as well as it does. And also why you don't get infected by the mold when you first get there.
Right.
And then Resident Evil 8, after the events of RE7, Ethan and his wife have a child. They're raising their child. And gunfire explodes through your house, killing your wife. And Chris Redfield is part of that group of people. And they take your child. And then you have to go and try and find your child, which apparently involves fighting, you know, giant big booby vampire lady.
So
goofy guy in top hat.
Goth mommy dom vampire.
Yeah, strange fucking artificer and stupid douchebag.
But it also, they
Whoa,
were
that's
more first person shooters than
yeah, those are strictly first person.
But yes, Giggly, I agree. Giggly, it's a hell yeah,
Yes.
Lady D, take me.
Yes.
But yes, roaming the streets of Raccoon City would
ruin
probably
my existence. Yeah, it's always been my favorite thing. With the original, if you picked up nothing by the time you got to the police department, you would fight the zombie of Brad Vickers, which would then give you a key to unlock an alternative outfit in the dark room.
Correct.
Yeah, you turned that way, stupid. What a dummy.
Get juked.
There's no dummies in the apocalypse, only zombies.
Well, do they use their brains to their fullest extent?
I would
Do
say
they use
no.
their brains to their fullest extent?
I would say no.
I'll get back to you.
Jess said she'll get back to me.
Make you shoot your weapon faster and hold it like a gangster. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It is pretty dope. Yeah, here we are.
And even just look at the detail of the police station. Just compared to the original game.
Yes, I saw an item and did out loud go, ooh, and then pick it up.
I gotta find that guy.
I gotta find that guy. I'm gonna reload. And just so this way
Yeah.
I don't accidentally die and have to
Yeah.
start from the very beginning. By accidentally, I mean completely unintentionally, but shit happens sometimes. As you all saw last week from me playing Metal Gear Solid, I sometimes am really bad at trying to show off games that I'm actually fairly decent at.
Yeah.
Fucking massacre in this hallway, dude. Which another thing that I thought was great about this was this is I've never heard that door creak like that before. I usually just run right past here and ignore everything that happens. First, I'm going to come in here. There's going to be bullets to get on a dead guy if we turn this light on. There's our dead guy. Thank you for your donation. And that was everything in here. We need to come back with the bolt cutters later.
Resident Evil OG will always be my favorite #1 game of all time, but the remake will always hold a special place in my heart because I went to E3 and got to play the demo before a lot of people still have the t-shirt to give out. That's sick, Giggly.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
There we go. Now this is what I was talking about, the spot that differentiates between the American version and the Japanese.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, he's gonna feel that in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. And for any of you that are not following Hembo, you want to drop some links?
Oh yeah, of course. Allow me to do so. Oh my gosh. I usually have this stuff like up and ready. Everything's just taking forever to load.
Hey, Giggly, thank you for subbing, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Tequila with the gifted sub. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tequila. You don't have to do that.
Absolute homie.
And since the Curse of Strahd campaign has ended, we will hold the tradition that your group will get to roll on the loot table tomorrow for D&D.
Hell yeah. So here goes the link for the YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. And then
for the Hardcore Play podcast.
Yes. And then if you are not already a part of our Discord, get your ass on in there. Come have some fun. So now we got this here notebook. What it shows is from the police station, there's a way underground. Some other shit unknown leads to the parking lot, which is a way out. But in order to move the statue, you need to get 3 medallions. And these are the solutions to them. There's a lion statue, a unicorn statue, and the goddess statue. The goddess statue would be the one that you would get last because of how things sort of just operate in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But now we get this. Ready? That door shifted. It's shifting. It's shifting. Oh my god, it's shifting. He's pushing room. Knock your hat off, stupid asshole. Man, I stumbled you back heavy, bro. Come on. Come on.
You can do it. I believe in you. He's
Almost.
stuck on the wall. He's stuck on the wall.
That sounds like his problem and not mine. Get chin checked, stupid bitch. Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. Nice.
Thank you.
And Hamba, we are at the hour 10 minute.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get back to the main hallway. I need to play this perfectly. You know what? I'm just gonna shoot them in the face. I hear the dude behind me acting up.
Acting up.
Like, I heard a really close. Yourr! I'm like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Here you go. So you'll all get to meet Marvin Branagh before we get out of here. Oh no! Smash!
Smeeshed.
Smash! It's supposed to be when he puts the RPD uniform on.
Mhm.
This was way brighter on StreamYard than it does on my actual monitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Never hesitate and double tap.
Well, allow me to enlighten you on what he means by the mistake that he made. In the remake of Resident Evil 3, when you are playing as Carlos and you come to the Raccoon City Police Department, you find Marvin Branagh fucking in a close encounter with zombie Brad Vickers. He points his gun at Brad, the zombie, and says, "Sorry, man." Brad, the zombie, goes, "I'm sorry." He pauses. Brad bites him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he means by you do not hesitate. You do not make the same mistake that I made.
Correct.
Because he saw someone that he's known for most of his professional life as something that totally wasn't him. He was like, I have to do this, but he felt the internal need to apologize for what he was going to do. Getting a human response from something that isn't human gave him pause, and it left him open for attack.
Yes.
And I think the fact that they show that in RE3, they could have just completely glossed over it. They remembered that and put it into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's another knife right there. He just gave me a knife. Why would you put a second knife there? I don't know. This game's weird sometimes. Whoop.
So yeah, we are at the hour 15 mark.
Yes, I am just saving this really quick, and then do that. So it should end the full screen. Oh no, I'll just remove it and go like this.
Jesus Christmas.
All right. Oh, wrecked, dude.
All right. Thank you, everybody that came into the podcast this afternoon. We appreciate you all. Thank you, Tequila, for the gifted sub. Yes, she scared the crap out of me.
Absolutely bamboozled.
Yeah. What you have going on today there, Hamboni?
I'm going to be jumping in for a bit for a WrestleMania watch along with Mitch and some of the hardcore sports folks.
Nice.
I believe that's going to be around 7:00, but I might do a stream before that. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
If not, like I said, I'm going to be sitting in for a little bit of it, but I won't be there the entire time. So I will be available for some shenanigans tonight.
Okay. Anya, as I said, has a birthday party for her friend that starts at 4:30. So I'll be doing that for most of the late evening. But if there's any shenanigans going on, of course, I will pop in.
Oh yeah, man.
Tomorrow is our D&D campaign, our Sunday D&D game.
Correct.
Also, to all those that celebrate it, happy Easter.
Yes.
But make sure that you check us out. We will always get into some shenanigans here.
Always. There's always something going on. The links are in the chats. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Jump in on the Discord. Fuck, dude, what do we do next week?
That's a good looking question. What do we do next week?
I don't know.
To be determined.
Yeah, if I can figure out what's going on with my goddamn capture card.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we have a Smash tournament next week too.
Yeah, we have the Smash tournament next week. Yeah.
Thank you, Tequila. Thank you. Silent Hill. Silent Hills are not bad. Silent Hill we could do.
Do I have any of them? That's the real question.
Hmm.
I don't think I have any of them.
We could always do Castlevania.
Yeah,
Well, we
could
get
do Castlevania.
do Castlevania while we acquire some Silent Hill games, and we do Silent Hill the following week.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get a Twitch payout before podcast hits, I'll scoop one of the Silent Hills on Steam. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have them all on console. For the longest time, I had a copy of Silent Hill for the Room on original Xbox. Or no, that was it? Yeah, it was original Xbox. But yeah, as of right now, tentative Castlevania could potentially become Silent Hill. We will see how everything goes, and if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you will get a notification of the planned podcast and what it will be.
Yes.
So with that, everyone have a good rest of your day. Have a great Easter tomorrow. We will see y'all next week.
Catch you later.
See ya.